My first question is why to immigrate to Canada and not rest of the world?
Okay, it's a very good question. Canada, first of all, is a country who are accepting immigrants. It means they are having a immigration program. So this is very important when a country already has established an immigration program and they are having proper settlement for the immigrants. This is, we will come in details to discuss these points once we are going into different phases of explaining the advantages of the Canadian government. Now, Canada is a place where can accommodate more people due to the area as per the population. It still can accommodate millions of people. Canada is economically stable. It's in the G7. It means it's between the biggest 7 countries around the world who's having very strong economy. Now, the economy based on different factors, also we can explain it and what kind of industry where Canada is leading it. Now, Canada, it's a very family-oriented country where people having kids and they are willing really to build a new future, having a new home. It's very welcoming country and it is family friendly country. Why Canada, not other countries? Canada is having also work opportunities, having freedom and can protect different type and can accommodate different ethnicity and they are very flexible since is the country multiple cultural. So they are having all ethnicities, all religions, and they are blended in a very well way because the rules of Canada is allowing people to be free and to practice within the legislations which they allow them to be a even and equal citizen in this country. So that's why Canada attract a lot of people to migrate and attract a lot of newcomers to really settle there. And few people are leaving Canada since Canada opened migration even early in 60s. As I remember, I was a small kid when my parents started to discuss about Canada in front of us. And I remember even our neighbors, there were immigrants from Egypt. They came to Lebanon and they applied to Canada in late 60s and they migrate to Canada, the entire family. So this is why Canada still in need for new people, newcomers, and uh, it is always promoting the immigration. That's why people are keeping Canada as the first choice, not United States or not any other country in Europe, because other countries they don't have an immigration program. Now, what is the immigration program? It means that the immigration program of Canada, it has a system where the government they have already established an applications where it is stating applications for what they call it for immigrations. Plus, the Canadian government are having a proper programs for re-establishing the people who are coming newcomers for re-establishing their education, they're re-establishing their experiences and skills, allowing them to find an easy job. So that's why Canada is one of the first choices as today between all the Western countries. So that's,
Uh,
I hope I have answered your first question.
yeah, thank you very much for a very good reply, and you have explained it quite well. My next question is about tell us about Canadian languages. What kind of languages, how many languages are being spoken in that country?
You know pretty well that to migrate to Canada will keep the same scope of answering that languages are essential French and English. Now, if you are planning to travel or to migrate to the English provinces or English speaking provinces, who are the majority of all provinces, you have to be fluent in English. And to prove your fluency, there is an IELTS program which is available all around the world where you are living in Asia or the Middle East or Europe, even, and even South America, and you can approach those centers, uh, prepare yourself for passing the examination. So that's depend from your English language level. You can pass like preliminary exams to know your level, and there you can do a makeup to increase your fluency, and you can increase your score. The score is also high, more higher, more allowing you really to get familiar with the Canadian cultures, familiar with the Canadian education, familiar with different things. So this
You
is the language. Now, if you are planning to go to the French provinces, English is valid and French is the major. So French language also there is Alliance Française everywhere in the Middle East, Asia. Those are French centers which they are helping you for sure. It's for money, then, but they give you a certificate where you will mention the score of your French language. And
so
there you
there
will
are
be
two major
already adding, sorry.
sorry to cut you here. So you mean that there are two major languages being spoken in Canada, so they're equally important, French and English.
Yes, but English is more important in English speaking provinces, and French is more important in French speaking provinces. Therefore, if you are not good in either one, it's your opportunities to learn the French or the English in a proper centers, get certified, pass the exam, and this will be an additional certificate in your immigration applications, which will be giving you a good score because the immigration application, as I answered you on the first question, that it has different score, which will be allowing you to pass the immigration program.
Okay, Mr. Omar, I have another question for you. Uh, can you tell who can immigrate to Canada?
Anyone can immigrate to Canada. There is no limitations of immigrations, and there are different programs of immigrations. Even there is a refugee program where you are followed up by some political issues in your country. If you will be having the supportive documents, you can go into the refugees. If you are willing to migrate into skilled workers, there is a skills workers immigrations. There are different program of immigrations which is uh, sponsored by different provinces. Like the French provinces, they have a special program. There is some prairies where is Manitoba, Alberta. They have different program of skills workers. There is express entry, so any age can migrate who is legally allowed to travel. It's mean after 21 years old, already educated, who's having enough funds, and preferably who will be having more chance to migrate to Canada and he can really easily pass into the assessment of his application, who are having a family with kids. This is the ideal applicants, the father, the
Okay,
mother, and the kids. But
you
nevertheless, the single people also and skills worker, they can migrate by themselves.
as you mentioned family. So my question is, if a family migrates to Canada, what are the advantages they receive from the Canadian government?
Okay. Now for families, as I have mentioned earlier, they are having already why we choose Canada. We choose Canada because Canada has an immigration program What does it mean, immigration program? The immigration program is a program sponsored and substitute by the government, where the government having centers to refresh your language as well. Even though you have good score, but if you see that you need to have technical language, if you are medical professional, or you are an engineer, or you are a teacher, or you are whatever is your professions, they have special centers. Now, the families with kids, if the husband or the wife or the spouse, they need to go through a particular programs, the government, they can help either members of the family to go further in his education in special colleges where they have very nominal fee, and they can polish up their educations. Now, for the kids, schooling is free and the medication is free up to 18 years of age. What does it mean? The medical services for everyone is free at any age. But for kids up to 18, they can get even the medication from the pharmacy for free. So the schooling is free. The bus and transportation to the school is free as well. Plus, for families, kids, with the community centers, where you will be having a lot of uh, programs, swimming, dancing, karate, whatever is sportive facilities you are willing to do. It's also subsidized by the government with a nominal fee. We are talking nominal fee here. For example, for a kid to have swimming section, per month he will be paying about maybe $5 to $10 if there is a slot, so he can book a slot and he can do like once or twice per week for his training session, drawing, gym, and so on and so on. So this is the program for the family. The housewives, if they have some educations, they can also polish up and make up their education. And there is a special organization, which is governmental organization. Again, where it's free services, where they will be helping those members of the family to find a job or to give them a particular placement. So this is how we call it. Canada is a family friendly immigration program for
So
all the members.
it's quite beneficial for the family. If they migrate, they can get free medication, free schooling, and so many other facilities from the government, and some support for the younger children as well, right? Every
For
month.
sure. For
Oh,
low income families, they will be subsidized by financial monthly. They will be paying for them, and they will be paying good amount of money, which can really support the kids. That depends from the number of the kids and the numbers of the family. For each kids you have as a new immigrant, as a new arrival, you will be applying for kids supporting program, and it has different name in different provinces. In French provinces, they have different name. In Ontario, different name. In Alberta, different name. British Columbia, different name. So those program, whatever is the name, it will give you as a newcomer a support of money will be paid monthly based on the number of the children. But this is not endless. So once the sponsor of the family, either the mother or the father, because depends who will be the applicant, will find a job, then he will start to file his taxation yearly. And then his income will be assessed based on his first assessment. Then they will be giving the child support in a different amount. If your income still low and not enough, your child support may increase. Or if you are getting good job and you have enough income, it may be reviewed and can be decreased. But till the child will be under your dependence, means till he will be or she will be below 18 years old, they will be getting full support from the government and paid for their guardian, mother or father, sorry, good amount of money.